Guru XX55, and we are back at it again. This is our next stream. I know, yeah, we still have not gone to the traditional ways we go about, but hey, it's fine because we're gonna have a good old time anyway. At least I am. I know when I have these conversations with you guys, I have a whole lot of fun. Um, so yeah, guys, today we're gonna be having another good one. Now I actually should check how the stream is going because I want to make sure that the sound is good and that I'm at the correct camera angle, I guess. I can also zoom a little. Let me use this hand if I really need to. I know what I see on my phone is not really necessarily what I see on my um, here on the video with you guys. So let me take a quick look. Okay, I'm already online. That's good. Wait, I need to put the headset on and listen to myself just speak and sound wonderful, I guess, because that's what it's. It sounds good. Man, I like when it sounds good. I like it. I like it. Okay, so yeah, a lot of stuff to talk about today because I have a new topic. Now, it's not going to be one of those topics that I usually am going to be doing, kind of like the video game characters or like the random video game series. Instead, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be talking about um, what is it? Exclusives. We're going to be talking about exclusives today. Now, I know that exclusives are kind of like irrelevant at this moment because they just like don't exist. And I should probably change myself to just chatting on Twitch so I don't. I think I'm already on there. Let me check. 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 Yeah, I guess I am. Maybe I should move myself. Is it over here? I mean, I don't really like to have myself like that, but more. Okay. Maybe I should have the chat on the right side, right? It just makes more sense. I don't know. To me, I like to have it here because at least I know it's like, huh? Okay. Well, whatever. Whatever. I'll have that fixed later. So anyway, yeah. So guys, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and plug myself up so you guys can know what it's all about. If you have not yet, here. Actually, let me get out of this before I keep going. I don't want to be on the stream. Okay, there it is. All right. Um, yeah, if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, you can go ahead and do that right now and make sure to hit that notification button because it does help you guys be notified when I'm going to be streaming or uploading a video, which they're going to come sooner because I'm doing these conversations which are a little bit easier to edit. So just letting you guys know. But besides that, you guys can also follow me on Twitter, Twitch, and on Facebook, which I'm also streaming on. And besides that, you guys can also find my Discord server, which I am cultivating and trying to make the best server out there for a long-lasting, happy, non-toxic community. So I hope you guys can join it. And, we're small right now, but we are a loving community and we're not trolls. So hope you guys can join. And besides that, if you guys would like to support me a different kind of way, you guys can support me on Patreon. Patreon's a different kind of way that you guys can help me on. It's completely optional, only if you can, and of course, if you want as well. So yeah, that's basically all I have to really say. So anyway, we're going to go into basically everything else that we didn't really get to go into before. So that is exclusives. So for exclusivity, what is that? What is exclusives? We got different kinds of things that we can call exclusives. Um, Essentially, an exclusive is usually when it's exclusively on one platform, but there are different kinds of exclusives. Okay, just to let you guys know. So there are full exclusives, which these games are basically just one console. That's all. Like nothing different. Just that console. No different generations. No different. Nothing else. Just that one console. Then we also have platform exclusives, which it's only for that platform. Uh, so it could mean that it could be for the, I don't know, the Xbox One and Xbox One S, and maybe the Xbox One, um, um, I don't know, Xbox One X Series X or whatever. Then we have a console exclusives. Obviously, that's just for like, um, I guess that's very similar to full exclusive, but it's just for that console. But full exclusive can be on that it could be on any of those consoles. It's kind of a gray area between those two things. Then we have something called the timed exclusive, which it's exclusive for like a little bit of time, and then it gets ported to something else. Um, Kingdom Hearts is kind of like a time exclusive, but it wasn't really because, um, yeah, Kingdom Hearts, it just did not come out until for the Xbox until Kingdom Hearts 3. But I guess you could say that about every other game in the series. It did come out for like the 3DS, DS, fucking Game Boy. It came out for the freaking Amiga. It's like everything, guys, everything. So then we have generation exclusives, which so this is more relatively to a generation, a certain generation. For example, when we have games such as I guess the best examples would be the 3DS, because these games specifically had the 3D in it, right? It's not like the DS where it's kind of like mixed in with the DSi and the DS Lite. No, it's like it's all just 3DS, and these are, yeah, basically that. Um, Peripheral exclusives are kind of like what I just said, but a little bit different than the 3DS, because the 3DS 3D was a peripheral in a way, but it was implemented in a way where it was, all for its own thing. But for a peripheral, it would be more like the Kinect or the VR or whatever, PSVR. And added content would be something like where it wasn't exclusive, but then it was added to, like they added some things. For example, we have a lot of that on the Switch. Um, Borderlands Definitive Edition. Basically games that were only exclusive for other consoles, or were made for other consoles, but then just ported over with exclusive content. Even the Wii U to the Switch, some of the games are considered added content because just new stuff. Deluxe games basically did that. So that's basically it. And just to kind of get a lot of the conversation, the general conversation, if you're just here to listen really fast, exclusivity is not really a thing. And I say that because nowadays you can find things kind of crossovering. I mean, I'm not saying like Super Smash, kind of like Super Smash, but take a look at, I don't know, Fortnite. Fortnite is it's a PC game. It's not really like another console, so you cannot really compete with PC in that way, because the consoles are kind of like in a console war themselves. We don't just say console to PC war, because the PC is not a console. It's essentially a PC that has relatively most of the games that the PlayStation or Xbox or Nintendo does not have really any games on there. But I'm just saying, more like the open general games that you'll see from like big developers, EA or Bethesda, etc. Anything else that I need to really mention here? Well, there's a ton of things, I guess. Yeah, exclusives used to be a big thing back in the day. We used to be like, oh yeah, that's an exclusive. But back in the old days, you cannot really say something is exclusive. Not so much. You could, but not really, because something like I don't know, if you were to get uh something like Sonic, that was in everything that was not Nintendo consoles, and on the Dreamcast, etc. Those were like exclusives to their Knights. That's another exclusive on there. Um, Virtual Fighter. It was an exclusive back in the day, but then it got changed. I think there was a Virtual Fighter on the PlayStation One, and etc. Um, so there were some exclusives at that time. Obviously, Mario and Donkey Kong, Yoshi's, those being on Nintendo platforms. But you guys cannot really talk too much about Nintendo consoles here, because we know most of their stuff's already an exclusive. But there was more exclusive esque stuff starting, with the Wii U and the 3DS. Now there were some Wii games that were exclusive to the Wii itself. For example, if we get something like and the DS actually, like the Black Ops. I think Black Ops and Modern Warfare, they had a ported version to the DS and to the Wii, but they were a bit different. Like, well, the Wii was relatively the same, but just uh, very downscaled, extremely downscaled actually. And actually, for Modern Warfare 2, it was Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops 1 or World at War. It was one of those three games that it was a completely different game overall. Um, Yeah, basically it's completely different. So you could say it's an exclusive in of itself. And sometimes you would get an exclusive like Modern Warfare that would come out first on the Xbox for like a few days, and then would later come out on a later date for those PlayStation users. So there's a lot of things that you can kind of say about this, and there's like I guess we can go over some like I guess I want to go over some 3DS exclusives, because there were a lot of those. One that I can think of at the top of my mind is um, no, it wasn't exclusive, but it was different. Dragon Quest 11, the elusive whatever it was called. But there were some games that were definitely for for the 3DS that got its own little thing. Cave Story 3D, that one got its like that port was. I mean, it's a pretty good port. Not that I know, because I haven't really played it, but I looked at it and it looks. I mean, pretty exclusive to me. I mean, no one else is getting that experience of that 3D. And it's not only that it's like in 3D, it's that the game is actually like 3D modeled, and it's a complete overhaul of the game. It's a remaster. Um, so yeah, I think you can consider that a mini exclusive. But when we talk about like exclusives, um, you can definitely say that there are some names, some household names that we can clearly talk about. For example, let's get some PlayStation ones here. God of War, okay? God of War. That's a easy one to name. God of War is just one of those exclusives that everyone knows. Yeah, you guys know. You guys know what God of War is, I hope. So then we have. Ooh wee. Woo! Oh God. I was just looking at my puppy, and she is just sleeping. I'm like, oh God, makes me want to sleep. So then, okay, so that's that. God of War. We also have Uncharted. That's another exclusive that has never come out for any other platform. Um, Spyro used to be exclusive. Crash is used to be exclusive. Now they've ported over to. I don't know if they ported to Xbox, but I know they exported to the Switch, to Nintendo. Um, What else? Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank's another good one. Another good example. The Last of Us. That's another exclusives, and we can talk about also some of the things that maybe some of the exclusives had that ended up getting put into another platform, um, like DLC and whatnot. Okay, so yeah, those were some of those staples. Now, as for the Xbox ones, we have a little bit different ones. Master Chief. We have I think the Lost Planet was one before, not anymore. I was gonna say Guilty Gear, but Guilty Gear is a completely different game than Guilty. Than what's the name? Not Guild Wars. God damn it! How's it called? It's the guy. It's the one with Marcus. I'll just look it up here. Um, Xbox 360. I know it starts with a G. How can I forget this game? This game is like so popular. It's just it's so popular. Halo. Oh yeah, Halo is another one, but that's not the one I'm trying to think about. I forget the name. How can I forget this? This is such a staple in the industry. Guild of War. Here, I need to type this out because Xbox. Bam. Okay, I found the character. Oh, God, I feel so dumb. It's Gears of War. Jesus Christ, Ricky, come on. I can't remember. I'm horrible at remembering, guys. Just letting you guys know. So yeah, those exclusives, right? Those exclusives. Gears of War, such a great game. It was at the tip of my tongue. Anyway, there's so many games nowadays of Gears of War, like so many, but that's a gooder for him. Uh, what happened? Complex included him among 10 video game characters who look like a sex offender for looking like a stereotypical prison rapist. What the fuck? I'm literally reading this off Wikipedia, guys. The people are saying that he had a reception of looking like a character that looked like a sex offender. What the hell? The man is handsome. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Fucking Wikipedia. What the hell? Jesus. Yo, what up, Flixer? Nice to see you again, man. You gotta know, we got the streams going. We got the streams going. As always, right? As always, keeping it fresh. Uh, so today, obviously, you've already read the title, the good old title. But yeah, today we're talking about them exclusives. I kind of went over what an exclusive was and how we see them in our eyes. But yeah, essentially, essentially that's what we're going for today, man. It's a whole lot of good old stuff to talk about here. Um, we're talking about different kinds of exclusives, such as like full exclusives, platform generation, timed exclusives, whatever, console peripheral exclusives. So I'm just curious, Flixer, were there any exclusive games that you specifically liked, like really liked? One of my favorites, as for the Xbox, um, I don't want to just say something like Halo. Uh, a good one that in my eyes was pretty cool. That's um, more of a peripheral exclusive. It was a piece of shit game, to be honest. Was the Dragon Ball game? I don't know if you ever played that one. It's like a Dragon Ball Z game for the Kinect. I know it's probably super horrible, but it was fucking good. Like in terms of like you look like you're fighting. You look really stupid when you're doing it. You're just punching like midair, and it looks so dumb, but it's a good game for me, I guess. I really love that new Spider-Man game for the PS4. Yeah, dude. It's yeah, yeah. That's a very woo man. I'm really hitting up the Meons today. But yeah, so basically that game was it was a good one. I think any Spider-Man game deserves uh, a very good number on my list. Spider-Man is definitely a great game. We all know that we all use that game as a Spider-Man simulator. Not really to even do the missions, but just to kind of like swing around the city. It's like a kind of like a one of those relaxation balls that you like fondle, but instead you just swing around the city. I would always like to jump from the very top of the highest building of the Empire State and just boom. I think that was fun to do. There's actually another exclusive that I could think of. Um, Banjo Kazooie, Nuts and Bolts, which was totally and not totally a bad game. I don't want to say it's a completely bad game because what it was going for, was kind of random. It's like they were like, hey, let's go for platforming. Hey, let's go for car upgrades. Hey, let's go for, like, they couldn't decide what to do. Uh, so it caused this this really weird feeling of what is this game? What am I doing? Why is it mixing platforming with driving, with shooting and this and that? It's kind of weird. You know, it's not a cinematic kind of game like Uncharted where all that sort of stuff would be possible to do. Yeah, it was weird. It was a really weird game, but I don't think it was as bad as people say. But I don't think it followed in the footsteps of the originals. Um, and it shouldn't have because even though it's the same IP, it shouldn't follow the same formula. I feel that's how you start to get kind of boring gameplay and uninspired levels and stuff. Yo, Plant! Welcome to the stream, my boy. Yeah, man, we've been doing this for the last few days, kind of going over and just chatting. Right now, I'm getting my computer fixed, and I got the good ideas about talking and doing stuff. So, yeah, talking about video games and different things about them. Like the other day, we did random video game characters. Yesterday, we did video game series, which was really really fun. Today, we're doing exclusives. We're just talking about them exclusives. Having a good time. talking about the DLCs that you get, talking about the good old console exclusives. I don't know if you guys know about the. Oh god, this was so awesome. Um, for example, the PSP back in the day, if you got Battlefront on the PSP when it came out, there was like a Darth Vader black and white PSP, and yeah, it had Battlefront 2, I think, or Battlefront 1. I think maybe Battlefront 1, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, it was freaking nice, you know? If you had that back in the day, you were like the fucking Chad Naddle, okay? You were the Naddle that was the Chads of all Chads. And that was, you would certainly be called cool. Because, yeah, apparently people called you cool if you had a PSP back in the day. Because they would all be having, like, Game Boy SPs and, like, I think DSs at the time. So, Plant, what about you? What exclusives did you like? We're not really saying completely like Nintendo exclusives exactly, but you can mention some. But exclusives kind of more hit around the lines of like the PlayStations or the Xboxes, because Nintendo obviously everything's exclusive. Like they protect their IPs very well. But there are games that did move to different platforms. We've kind of talked about like the Crash Bandicoots and the Spyros already and whatnot. My puppy is sleeping. She's just sleeping so comfortably while I'm talking here, like a radio host or something. I don't really have Xbox and PS4, so I don't know. You've never had them before? Like you've never had an Xbox or a PlayStation or anything like a Dreamcast, or I don't know, like the generic game consoles that your mom can buy you at Walmart. Just got a Switch. Dang, Plant. Whoa. How long have you been playing video games for? Just the last 2 years? Or just like the last few months? And nothing else before that? Or did you do like PC games before that? Let me actually put this down a little bit, guys. Like the past year? Wow, dude, that is definitely new. I have not heard of anyone who just started playing games. Actually, like I don't know if you remember that person that was on here on the stream, Suyen. Uh, she doesn't really play games. She's not like a gamer, But before I met Suyen, she used, like, when she was a kid, she played stuff like Tank, Contra, when she was a kid. But like, like typical, people that don't play video games, I can understand, like maybe girls and stuff. But yeah, then she started playing games like Brawl Star and like Super Smash sometimes, you know. But yeah, it surprises me that you haven't played really much of games, considering this is a gaming channel. You know what I mean? But hey, I know different people. Uh, they're different, of course. I should have all my chats open here because I want to see what you guys are saying. Plant, are you on YouTube or where are you typing from? Are you like on the Facebook chat? Oh, okay, you're on Twitch. Okay, it's because I just barely opened it up. Okay, cool, cool. Anyways, yeah. Uh, exclusives are a thing, dude. Um, yeah, you'll probably see some exclusives on the Switch. Like, we don't really count Nintendo IPs because they've always been kind of exclusives. And you guys know, like, when anyone uses a Nintendo property, they're like, they just bring down the ban hammer. They're like, yo, DMCA boy, bop, and you're effed. You're literally destroyed. Actually, let me put this down a little bit more. Okay, I think this is much better. And yeah, okay, I think that's good. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of controversy behind that. Um, yeah, sure, Plant, anytime, bro. Be careful, man. All right. All right. So yeah, that's basically like there's the controversy with like Nintendo whenever they use a like a when someone uses their property, they get kind of stingy in terms of not really music before, but now they kind of have. If you use any Mario music, kind of in a normal way, they will try to copyright claim you. So that does kind of suck. Hey, puppy. So yeah, you have to kind of consider a few different things with exclusives and whatnot. Um, so exclusives, there are going to be a ton. There are always a ton of exclusive games out there, um, and that's a really cool thing because it's better to see a lot more kinds of games for different platforms and to give you an incentive to buy that that certain console that you want uh, for the quality of those games of those developers. I think it needs a good platform, and sometimes the platform will be decent. Sometimes it won't be. Um, PlayStation 4. I mean, they've had their upbringings before, like back in what 2007, 2008 when they got hacked. Maybe that wasn't the correct time, but they got hacked and they got compromised, and yeah, a bunch of people got their information stolen and everything. So it's not like every company is perfect, right? No company is perfect. You don't expect, oh, someone's gonna hack my company and steal all my customers' information, but it can happen. There are people like that, crazy people. So it's relatively pretty safe overall. But there are those times when things like that can happen. I don't really think Microsoft has really had that problem because Microsoft. Come on, guys, Microsoft really. Um, yeah. But there's a lot of exclusives that we can go over right now that I would just kind of like to bring up. Here, let me see. Maybe I can pull up a special list here of what people talk about for a certain console. Like top 20 best exclusives for the PS4 or something like that. Okay. So, for the PS4, I think we can go um, over some of the pretty well-known ones like God of War. Um, God of War is one of those games. It's obviously an exclusive. It's obviously uh, super popular. Here, let me turn this off here. Refresh. So if you haven't played God of War, it's such a good game, guys. God of War games are amazing. Now they've changed a lot ever since the newest one. It kind of became more of a more modern style kind of game rather than like God of War 3 and whatnot. Um, so that was a good game that everyone wanted and was good for the platform. I think it was a pretty solid game. A very different story than the than the originals. Um, until Dawn, I didn't know that was an exclusive, but okay, whatever. Another one that was exclusive, I believe, was Neo. I do want to check if Neo was uh, partially exclusive or Neo was the first game was full exclusive, and then it turned into a platform exclusive. Yeah, God of War is really cheap right now. God damn right. God damn it. It's such a good game. For the PS3, we had God of War 3, obviously, and it was fucking amazing, dude. Oh, I love it. The PSP had like Ghost of Sparta and something Olympia, right? So I don't remember too clearly, but they had some good ones on the PSP. They were not really shit. It tried its best, you know. It tried its best. Um, Neo, another very great game. Demon Souls like Bloodborne, like that was another good one. Then we have Shadow of the Colossus or Shadow of the Colossi, and The Last Guardian. Two good games. So Shadow of the Colossus is a game that I talked about in the last stream, where you go and fight these fucking colossi. They're super huge, and you just like go and manhandle them, like if they were little, I don't know, something. And yeah, the game was. Oh god, the microphone. Let me move this, guys. I'm sorry if this sounds horrible right now. The microphone keeps on moving down. Maybe I should screw it. But yeah, this game is pretty good. It's a good one. They remastered it and it's on here if you would like to try it out. But The Last Guardian, it's like this game about this boy, and you're like going through these ruins. I don't know why, but you're going through these ruins. By the way, this game, it took like 10 years to make. It took them a long, long, long time. And yeah, the game was pretty successful, but it wasn't. It didn't really meet people's expectations. The AI for the bird, dragon, dog looking thing was pretty good. Actually, no, was good, not great. Like I said yesterday, not great. But yeah, it was another good game. The story was kind of confusing, but relatively, it's a puzzle game, so there's not much to it. Um, Story elements were added to it, I guess. The Last of Us. I mentioned this one, but I didn't really talk about it. It's like about this man and this girl. There's like some sort of virus, and she's like the only one that has like the efficiency in her body to uh to contain the virus. So she's basically the vaccine, and he has to help her, uh, get to certain people so they can, you know, do some sciences on her. I don't know, science classes, whatever. And yeah, it's a great game, guys. If you have not, you're probably gonna cry like a little baby. They remastered the game on the PS4. It was a PS3 exclusive game though. And The Last of Us 2 came out, but it's not really critically acclaimed. It's just like yeah, The Last of Us, and it somehow won the Game Awards. It somehow won the Game Awards, a PS4 game. What? What's going on? Obviously, not everyone was happy about that. It's not a bad game. The Last of Us 2. It's not a bad game, but it's not a Game of the Awards. It shouldn't have been a winner. That's all I'm saying. It's all right. Anyway, then we have the Persona 5 series. For you Switch users, obviously that's Joker. Joker and Arsene. Yeah, that's where he comes from. He comes from Persona 5, not Persona 4 or 3 or 2 or 1 or any of the Persona series, because they're all different characters. It's like Dragon Quest. They're all different. Um, so Persona 5, I believe it's not exclusive anymore. I believe now it's not exclusive. Persona. Yeah, it is. And Persona 5 Royal is also exclusive. And Dancing in Straight. Or Starlight, sorry. Wow, okay. Well, that's something I didn't know. and now I do. Another game that used to be exclusive were the Final Fantasy games. These games were exclusive to Nintendo consoles and also for Sony consoles, PlayStation consoles, Sony consoles. I guess that's not wrong either, but yeah, that's what they were all about. But they kind of changed. Recently we've seen Kingdom Hearts 3 be imported to the Xbox. Um, we have Final Fantasy games are appearing since Final Fantasy 13, I believe. They've started appearing on like the Xbox, and that used to be like monumental. That was crazy back in the day. Now, obviously, Final Fantasy games have been on Nintendo since the very first freaking game. Come on, guys! Like the NES, SNES, they started there. They started, they came from Nintendo at the beginning, but they kind of became more. They went to the stronger hardware, which was PlayStation at the time. They didn't want to make Final Fantasy on the Nintendo 64, so that's why they moved on. Essentially, there's a lot of things to talk about in inside that little piece of the history of Square Enix or SquareSoft, if you will. Whew, yeah. What do you think? What do you think? Exclusives are good or bad? Honestly, let me get some water because I've been talking, man. Woo! It's always good to drink some water, guys. Stay hydrated. Okay, so do I think they're bad? They're bad. Why am I making dumb animal noises? So I don't think it's bad, dude. Honestly, I think exclusives are or actually were a cool thing, and still are in some platforms. Nowadays, you have the Xbox and the PlayStation, which are relatively the same. Also, almost in hardware. Um, you know, at the end of the day, it's not really choosing the exclusive because the exclusives. You're choosing it because that's where most of your friends play. Um, that's why the PC is so much easier to get into because you can just play with everyone and anyone who has that game. You don't have to worry about, oh, yeah, my friend, he has it, but it's the Xbox version, or or maybe their parents happen to get that console for them. You don't know, right? So you have to kind of consider that. Where are your friends at? Where is the community where you kind of hang out in? That's really what you have to think about nowadays. It's not really about what the exclusive is, unless you're trying to just get, like, I don't know, um, the Last of Us, but for hardware that's a little bit older, you could say the PlayStation's now the last generation, which it is. Uh, so it's one of those things where it's gonna be cheaper now. So you could relatively buy a PS4 for a pretty low amount. Now a PS5 you can't, or an Xbox Series X you can't. A 360, Xbox One, they're pretty cheap. I've seen them. They're very very cheap. I've seen them for like maybe 50 to $100. Um, so you can find them. You can definitely find them. So I think exclusives are good uh, when you do it correctly and um, when you market it correctly. You could say, for example, Kingdom Hearts. It was the worst thing in the world to have exclusives in. If you don't know anything about the Kingdom Hearts series, they had the game is wonderful. The story is really good, but it's really confusing. All right. But the thing about it is that like the first game came out on the PlayStation 2. Recoded, which is another like secret one, came out on the Game Boy. Then another game came before that called not Recoded, re something. No. Coded. Coded came out on the Game Boy Advanced. Recoded was made later after Kingdom Hearts 2. Um, man, I'm forgetting the names. Jeez, I'm so dumb. But yeah, basically, the thing about Kingdom Hearts is like you would get PS2, Game Boy, uh, PS2, DS, PS2, 3DS, PS2, PSP, then PS. Yeah, it was so dumb. It was really dumb. The games later were ported, all of them, in the 1.5 and 2.5 games. And later, another game came out called 2.9, which is like the 3DS remake. Um, but yeah, there were some. It's like when you do it that way, it's very hard to get people into the series because then they have to like buy every console, and not everyone has a lot of money, including myself. But fortunately, I had parents that were able to buy me these consoles and provide me with these games and stuff at the time. But I did work, I did make my own money, so I would buy these games as well. So that was also another plus for me. I could work and do stuff. Um, so kids, don't be lazy. Go and work. Go make that money. If you want that game, go make that money. Um, but yeah, dude, I don't think exclusives are bad by any means. I think an exclusive done right is that Spider-Man game. I think that game is freaking cool. Valhalla. I think that's amazing. What they did with that game. It looks cool. It sounds good. Um, what about the Microsoft Halo? I mean, it's kind of like bare bones now it is, but it's still a great game at the end of the day. Like all of them are pretty good games. Uh, although there was one that I didn't like, Halo Raft, Halo Rift, Halo. I forget the name. Jesus Christ. Never mind. I won't even remember. I don't want to. So yeah, that's basically that. Now, like I said, I don't really want to go into the whole Nintendo exclusivity thing. Um, oh, I know one that was on the 3DS that was cool. Revelations. That was out for like the longest. That was out for like the longest, and it was a 3DS exclusive. Revelations. Um, oh yeah, we'll talk about the DLC in a minute. We'll talk about DLC in a bit. Um, so Revelations, it's if you guys don't know Resident Evil, come on, all of you need to know it. Like even if you're a Nintendo player, you got to know these games. They're across all platforms at this point. But if you don't know really um, about Revelations, it came out on the 3DS. This came out like at the beginning of the 3DS life cycle, which was very, very empty. There were hardly any games. You could only get Street Fighter 4, sorry, Revelations, Kid Icarus after some time. And then, yeah, that was all. Maybe like a sports game, Madden or something, which was pretty shit. So yeah, then Revelations came out later for other platforms, and it's on everything now. It's on Xbox, it's on PlayStation. Maybe I'm gonna buy it on the Switch. Maybe not, because I could just get it on PC and it'll look a million times better. But still, they're good games, very good games, guys, good games. So that's an example of a timed exclusive. All right, so like you were saying, Flixer, exclusive DLC. Now, there's not much that I could really say because I don't have much in my head about like exclusive DLC, because you have to consider that there are different meanings to that. Like, for example, the same game released, but on different platforms, they would have different things for it. Uh, bu- 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 I know a really great example. One would be Soul Calibur. If you guys do not know Soul Calibur, this is an exclusive DLC kind of thing that you should know about. Um, if you don't know what Soul Calibur is, it's a fighting game, kind of like kind of like Tekken or what's that one game where you can turn the beast and like evolve them? I forget the name. Guilty Roar, Guilty. Yeah, Guilty Roars, Guilty Roar. I think it's called Guilty Roar if I'm not wrong. But yeah, in this game, these games they're like essentially fighting games, and they're so amazing. The cast very memorable. If you don't know the game, please go out and play it. Um, Now there are many of them. Okay, there are many of them right now. I think we're up to Soul Calibur. I know there's certainly a Soul Calibur 5, but maybe there's a Soul Calibur 6 that you can get on PC or something. And oh my gosh, so the first game I don't know honestly what if it had like an exclusive character. Soul Calibur exclusives. Yeah, there is a 6, guys. Just letting you guys know. Okay, yeah. So the first game did not have a exclusive character, but let me tell you what it fucking had, because this shit's gold. This shit is gold. So the first game didn't have anything, but the second game is where the exclusives started happening, and it was gold, my boys, my naddles. Okay, so the first guest character ever on a Soul Calibur game was Link. Okay, this boy Link. Oh god, I thought I saw something, and I was like, Link was the first character. So and he had two. I believe he had two weapons special to him. I think he also had the boomerang, but he had his hammer from Ocarina of Time or whichever games had it, and he also had the Master Sword. Oh my gosh, I'm actually gonna play this on stream. I think this is one of those wonderful games that you can play. But anyway, on the GameCube, that's where you get Link. You cannot get it on any other version, because there's only one other version of it, and that's the PS2 version. Which in that game you would not get Link, but you would get Heihachi Mishima, and that's from the Tekken series. If you guys don't know who Heihachi is, it's basically that old guy with like the two wing-looking things in Tekken, and his son is that one guy with the black hair that looks like Sasuke and fucking buff. Yeah, it's amazing, guys. It's amazing. You guys can get that character, and yeah, it's so cool. So when you see these characters and these games, you're like, whoa. You know, in the style of the art, it's a little bit different. You know, they stay true to the true art of the game, but it's still, you know, like a little bit different. In Soul Calibur 2 HD Online, there was an online. The HD version for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Both Heihachi and Spawn appear without console restriction. Link, however, was a Nintendo exclusive, so he didn't appear. Wow. So there was a Soul Calibur 2 remake. Well, not remake, but like a port. And it was HD, and it was online. I did not know that. And it came out with Heihachi, which, you know, that's pretty normal. And they took out Link, and they put in Spawn from the comic books. If you don't know, Spawn is like that one guy that looks like Venom, and he has like this thing on his face. I don't know too much about Spawn. I don't really care too much about Marvel stuff. It's just Marvel, right? I think it's Marvel. I don't know where Spawn's from. I think he's from Marvel, but I may be wrong. He also comes out in Mortal Kombat 11, I think. Um, I guess that's a thing. Anyway, let's keep going. Um, I do like to talk about these Soul Calibur ones because I think they're pretty damn cool. So Soul Calibur 3. Um, Cosmos, I guess that's if you know anything about like Xenosaga, she was a playable character. Maybe you guys won't know this character, but she was a thing. Um, one last thing on uh what was I saying? On Soul Calibur 2, they actually meant to have Cloud Strife instead of Heihachi. So that's actually a cool thing, guys. Imagine Link versus Cloud in Soul Calibur 2. That would have been pretty dope, huh? Pretty dang dope. Oh man. Yeah, in Soul Calibur 3 they wanted Dante from Devil May Cry, but that didn't happen, I guess. But it was a thing that was gonna happen. Um Whoa, Soul Calibur Legends. I've never seen that. What's that game? Oh, it was for the Wii. I never played that game. Maybe I did. Oh, I did play that game. And in this game, you get Lloyd from Tales of Symphonia, right? Yeah. Holy shit. Who would have known, guys? You get Lloyd Irving. I just noticed it has Torres' last name, Irving. That's funny. Um, that is so cool. I did not know that. I'm probably gonna go back to that game and just play it. Soul Calibur 4 had Yoda, Darth Vader, and who the hell's Galen? Oh yeah, the Apprentice. That's who I wanted to mention. Three characters. Yeah, Star Wars characters. I don't think it had anything else besides that. Angle Fear. Who the fuck is that? Oh, maybe she was gonna be a character in Soul Calibur 4. Soul Calibur Broken Destiny. Kratos. Kratos was a character. That was in Soul Calibur. Whoa, it's for the PSP, guys. I did not know that. Soul Calibur 5. Ezio? What? He was the character? No freaking way. That's from Assassin's Creed 2. Devil Jin? Oh, okay, yeah. It's Jin, basically Heihachi's son from Tekken. And Bayonetta was considered for the fifth game. Now it's the sixth. I actually don't know anything about the sixth. Geralt? Are you serious? Geralt from The Witcher is in the game. Then 2B from Nier, she's in the game? What's going on, guys? I did not know this. Haomaru? Oh, from Samurai Shodown. Wow. And Nakoruru can be created downloaded the Haomaru. Oh, that's another character. Wow, okay, wow. Guys, let me get off of Soul Calibur, please. I'm going to talk about this shit all day. That is crazy. I did not know some of this stuff. But there you go. That's that's exclusive DLC for you. There is a lot more, though. There's definitely a lot more in terms of like in Borderlands, maybe you get a certain weapon that you wouldn't get in another game, or um, yeah, you have to kind of like you have to kind of look at it that way. Rocket League, Rocket League, they have exclusive DLC. So do phone games as well. Like Fortnite, you can. Um, what can you get on Fortnite? On Fortnite, you can get, I believe, if you buy the freaking Samsung Galaxy, then you get the Samsung Fortnite character. If you get the in Rocket League, if you play the Switch version, you get the exclusive cards for the game. Like you get a little Mario one, I think a Luigi one, a Peach one, and maybe a Donkey Kong one. If I'm not a Samus one, you get a Samus car, which is pretty dope in Rocket League. So there are a lot of things you can definitely get from playing and getting these exclusive DLCs. I can't really think of any other ones. Really, what character do you get? That's pretty freaking cool. But to be honest, to me that's not super surprising. I think the character should have been in the game anyway because maybe if they added the new one, like the new character like Miles, that would have been kind of cool because it would have been him talking and that voice actor, right? But I think that's not too surprising because all of the Avengers games like yeah, they all have Spider-Man in it. So I don't know. I don't think that's a really cool exclusive as to like there's been other ones that were Red Dead Redemption had a Undead Nightmare, but I don't think that was really exclusive, right? Yo, Edviness! What up, my boy? What up, Naddle? Legendary Naddle Man? Yep. Today we are talking about exclusive games. You know, that exclusivity, that amazingness of exclusive games. We've already talked about a ton, actually. Actually, a lot of games. Even before everyone came, I kind of already talked about a big portion. But there's still a lot more to go over. I'm just looking at some of the exclusives here for DLC because I'm very curious. You know what I feel like playing? I feel like playing Half-Life and Half-Life 2. Really? What games on sale do they have? Let me log in. I am logged in now. I'm checking the games. But yeah, yeah, there's a ton of right, Skyrim. Does Skyrim have any other exclusives? Oh, there's a midweek sale. Let me take a look. Maybe there's something good out here. And winter sale. Oh, I do see it. December 22nd to January. Wow, Master Chief Collection. I would have liked to buy that game. I would have definitely played that on the Switch. I mean on the stream. Open world co-op action. There's a lot of games out there. Yeah, there's just so many being sold right now at a good price. Amen, brother. Amen. Winter sale. That's what I'm talking about. Oh man, there's oh wow. Stardew Valley, the Survivalist, new game update. That's looking pretty cheap. Persona 4, um, Golden, Shadow of War. What is that? I don't know. It looks like an open world. So does Northgard. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff on sale for sure. I want to buy Sniper Elite 3, but I want to save up for something else. Oh, okay. Yeah, you should. you should definitely wait a little bit, and get something that you really, really want. I know I like to wait for stuff, but I also don't. I'm like in the middle. Pummel Party. I'm looking at some co-op games because I like to play certain co-op games. Oh, I have, dude. Left 4 Dead it's only like $1. That's pretty cool. So yeah, guys, if you guys have not gone to gone to this, you guys can get some cheap games. Borderlands 2. Uh, wow. Okay, that's awesome. All right, let me leave this store because if I don't, ooh, Among Us is only $2 right now. Maybe that might be the time to get it. Yeah, I have Left 4 Dead 2 as well. Hey, you know what that means? Hey. So yeah, maybe I'll get Among Us. Maybe I'll actually get it because it's pretty cheap. So I mean, it used to be like $3, but now it's just two bucks on here. If they have it on the Switch, then I'll probably get it also on the Switch. Why not? Ba, 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 ba. This Gia, this Gaia. That's how you say it. This Gaia. Okay, let me get off this stupid store because it's yeah. I can't be looking at that. Anyway, I want to know, guys, what is the most, or actually, Edvinas, maybe you know some. What is your favorite? I mean, your absolute favorite exclusive game? I know you've played PC most of your life, so you don't really get to experience that like PlayStation or Xbox or Nintendo exclusivity. But there have been games that were exclusive on PC that were not on other consoles before, such as Rise of Nations and etc. Yeah, my dog, she's just over there being a dog, being a good old dog. Then I'm mostly playing Minecraft and Terraria for the most part. Yeah, yeah, I know you like to play them like open world games, survival open world. Rust is also kind of thing you would play, or hey, don't bite that. Or kind of something like Daisy. Come over here. But yeah, there are definitely not that many exclusives on PC. There are a lot of games that were just on PC, but it doesn't mean they were exclusive. Exclusive means more like they knew that there were other consoles, but they chose to only put it on that. But a lot of people just they didn't see the point of putting it on a Sony platform or Nintendo platform. Okay, so look at this. Look at this. Look at this cute little thing. Ah, don't bite me. Dang pup. She's like 1 month old. Ooh. Yeah, she's tiny. She's like, yeah, she's so small. But anyway, yeah, so exclusive games, guys. There's not much to say here. I mean, I could just kind of go over different games that were exclusive, but I think I kind of gave you guys like the biggest examples. Um, just to kind of give you guys a summary. Exclusives are not really a thing. They don't really exist as people say they do. They do, but they're not really. They don't really actually have like an incentive, strong incentive anymore. If you have an Xbox, you basically have a PS4, uh, and it's like it's more about what you're trying to game on, like what your friends have. That's like what I was saying at the very beginning. If your friends have that platform, you're of course gonna want to get that platform too, because that platform is gonna have most of your friends on it. Hey, don't bite me. But yeah, so that's basically what it's about. It's basically about where your friends are gonna be playing on, and if you like the UI of that certain game console. So yeah, basically uh, it's only that really. That's kind of different. My dog's just kind of like jumping on me right now. Hey, don't bite. Don't bite. Bite this. Wow, she's a biter. She is a biter. Hey, do not bite. Don't bite. Over here. Stay on your bed. I'll put you outside. God, she just keeps biting me. I would play Stardew Valley if I had it, and it now has multiplayer. So yeah, dude, it's such a good game. Stardew Valley is such a nice game to play, and there's the multiplayer on it. I've played it already on the Switch, and it proves to be a good game. It proves to be a pretty solid experience that you should definitely try out. Here, keep this. Don't bite me. Don't bite me. God. DC's on it's for $50. No way. DayZ. I'm checking, guys. I'm checking. Wow, 50% off. Yeah, that's not bad. What's Daisy Livonia? This dog keeps bothering me. I'm gonna have to put her outside, guys. I mean, it's a puppy. That's what they like to do, right? Sell. Yeah, I'm aware I said $50. I am aware I said that, but I meant to say 50% off. Easy there. Easy there. Yeah, this dog's obviously here, so not much attention went into the reading of your answer. Okay, guys, I'm gonna put this dog down here. There you go. Okay, now she can't bite me. So yeah, there was basically the last thing. Basically, the last thing that I could say. I picked her up. I had her right here. I was showing you guys. But yeah, she's just like so yeah, she's kind of being a little bit bothersome right now, but yeah, as you guys can, yeah, she wants to play, but that's normal. That's normal. Maybe next time I will have her outside. So she was sleeping the whole time, so I was like, yeah, that's cool. But Next time I'll have her outside so she can play with her toys out there. But yeah, essentially, there's not too much to say. Oh, she's crying. Okay, come back over here. Okay, yeah, she's over there now. Oh my god, she's just going crazy. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys just the kind of the little bell though. I'll take that bell off. Didn't yeah, she's an attention furball. Jesus Christ, drama queen. So basically, if I didn't just overstate what I said, if you're gonna play an exclusive game, just make sure that you get the game because it's a game that you like, and it's a game. If it's multiplayer, get it in a platform that you and your friends can play with, or play on. Sorry, um, that's what it's all about. Just get a game that you like, and that you can play with your friends. Because at the end of the day, if you're coming back from school or from work or from doing something that is mentally exhausting, you just want to have a good time and play. So that's really the best advice I can give you about exclusive games. You guys should just enjoy them games, and if you guys want a game that's more exclusive, go ahead and buy that console. It's you're helping supporting the developers, and there's nothing wrong with that. So you guys should definitely play exclusives more because there are some that are pretty damn good. Some, not all, some. So I think that's where we're gonna end it off, just for the sake of not prolonging the topic. I think I've already talked about it for a pretty good amount of time with being in depth. Now she's over there biting stuff. Okay, so guys, we're gonna go ahead and finish. I do appreciate everyone that was able to pass on and pass by. So yeah, guys, thank you so much. It's highly appreciated that you guys come into the streams. And yeah, now we're gonna go ahead and finish here. But if you have not yet I was wanted to say supported, but this is why you guys should have one thing on your mind and just say that. But if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead and do that. You guys can also hit that notification bell and make sure that you guys are notified when I'm going to be streaming or making a video. And you guys can also follow my Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook pages, which are going to be in the description below, hopefully. And you guys can also find my Discord server, and you guys can join the community that is growing. It's growing slowly, but it's growing there. And lastly, you guys can support me on Patreon if you guys would like. Completely optional, guys. So don't have to if you guys would like to and if you can. So thank you. All right, we're going to go ahead and finish off then. So thank you guys and have yourselves a very good one.